The story of the Greater Toronto Sewer and Watermain Contractors Association is the story of the men and women who built the foundations of Toronto and the whole GTA region. This region has developed into the cultural and economic hub of our country with more than 5 million people. Association contractors have been laying the groundwork that has allowed the GTA to grow into one of the world's most dynamic regions with the best water and sanitation infrastructure. In 1957, a group of Toronto contractors, recognizing their strength in numbers, established the Metropolitan Toronto Sewer and Watermain Contractors Association, which would eventually become the GTS-WCA. Looking back on these past 65 years, it's amazing to see how this region and our industry have developed alongside each other, from these humble beginnings into this world-class city with our members at its forefront, building the veins and arteries for growth. The story of the GTS-WCA is a story about Canada. Many of our association founders are first-generation immigrants who traveled to North America on steamships following the Second World War, often arriving with only a few dollars in their pockets and the dream of building a better life for their families.
These were people who were motivated and wanted a better life for themselves and for their families and wanted everything this country had to offer. Our industry empowered newcomers who seized the opportunity to become self-employed contractors.
The original board of directors established a detailed plan and vision for the future of this industry.
In those days, all of our companies were small and there was only so much work. During the day, we would compete for the job, but after work, we would come together and see how we could promote the industry and how we could work with the union. It took a lot of work.
The 1960s saw the Greater Toronto area expand from a sleepy factory town to a booming metropolis, becoming the national center for commerce, art, and politics. During this decade, Metro Toronto saw its capital budget grow by over 400%, and our members were there to deliver on this demand. Founding members understood that our industry needed to expand its alliances beyond just Toronto. And so our members led the way in creating a council of local construction associations to focus on provincial and national issues. This council became known as the OSWCA, which continues to be a very critical partner in addressing the needs of our industry's members. The 1980s is really when the association started to professionalize its operations in order to meet a changing demand from its member companies. This is where we saw our strengthened influence over government, especially at the municipal level when it came to procurement and tendering practices. The 90s was when the association officially changed its name to its now current Greater Toronto Sewer and Watermain Contractors Association to better reflect the geographic region that our member companies were operating in. The 90s was also that age when the association became the accredited negotiating body for the sewer and watermain sector in the GTA. And this helped to solidify our place in the development and planning community. The association and its members became entrenched as key partners with land developers, with government, and with all stakeholders really involved in delivering projects aimed at expanding out GTA municipalities. In the 2000s, our accreditation continued to expand in order to reflect the rapid growth of our member companies, first into Simcoe County and now into areas such as Trenton, Haliburton, and the Muskoka regions. The GTS-WCA remains an effective venue for industry leaders to come together, to exchange ideas, and negotiate collective agreements. The 2020s has also seen the association become one of the most effective municipal lobby groups in the province, advocating for major regulatory changes and project investments like the federal Clean Water and Wastewater Fund and the Highway 413 project. These public investments account for billions of dollars in sewer and water main construction work over the past decade and over the next. We continue to advocate for repair and replacement of aging infrastructure. This advocacy will ensure the long-term financial viability of our members. The past 65 years has seen tremendous changes in the way our industry works, and there will be big challenges in the future, including those with supply chains, labor shortages, and climate change impacts. But the association will be here to help members meet these challenges. While we can certainly expect change in the years to come, some things will remain constant, especially the commitment of our members to excellence, fairness, and safety. The future is not something we enter. The future is something we create.